All systems go. The Nuggets primed and ready. You can hear the roar here at the Pepsi Center. We've got the Los Angeles Lakers and the Denver Nuggets. Welcome to the NBA. Kevin Harlan here with Steve Kerr and Clark Kellogg for 2K Sports for this Friday afternoon broadcast. Our starting lineups will look at the matchups here and who we'll see for our starting five for both teams. And guys, what are we going to be looking for in this one from Pau Gasol?
Well, great length and skill for Gasol, guys. People forget he's one of the best post scorers in the game. A little underrated, if that's possible. He can finish with either hand, great footwork. He can score on the block. He can face you up and knock down a jump shot. To me, he's the most skilled big man in the game right now.
And Steve, you talk about his skill level, his passing and vision for a big guy. Really unique and special. Whether on the high post or low post, he does an excellent job finding his teammates for hoops. Well, I tell you what, the Nuggets turned that Pepsi Center into their own personal fortress last season. Had the best record at home in the league. Nobody could run with them when the game was played at the Pepsi Center.
Fisher against Iverson. And Pau Gasol, the bucket on the assist from Derek Fisher.
Crisp pass into the paint.
Lakers on D. Smith outside. And he drops in the layup off the glass. And that home record of the Nuggets, you mentioned, Clark, 38-3. Been a long time since someone has been able to put up a home record like that. Pretty impressive.
Well, it's always been difficult for teams to go to Denver and play at high altitude. And then you factor in all the back-to-backs and the fact that the airport is a long way from Denver. They're in a different time zone than a lot of teams in the West. So throw all that stuff together, and it's tough to roll in there, arrive 3 or 4 in the morning, and try to win the next night. Denver really taking advantage of their geographical area.
Gasol, a screen on Kenyon. 17-foot shot on the way.
Difficult shot from mid-range, and the defense was all over him.
Boy, I like the close out there, Steve. Well done.
It's good, and he drew contact on the shot, so he will go to the line. A three-point play chance here. Denver shooting their first free throw of the contest.
And no surprise, Kevin. I mean, this is a team that was at the bottom of the league last season. They shot about 70% as a team.
And it's something they know that if they improve, can really have a big impact on their success.
Fisher, the pass to Odom. He dishes it to Fisher. And stolen by Iverson. Anthony with it. Now guarded by Radmanovic. Now here's Anthony. T right on him. Six on the shot clock. And he gets it to go. Anthony's got his first points of the game.
And the layup just gift wrapped right there. I mean, he had a clear path to the basket.
You know, playing in London during the 2012 summer seemed to do wonders for Melo. It often does wonders for guys that play with that national team. He came back with all kinds of confidence and seemed to be at another level.
Fisher against Iverson. And that one's good. Iverson's got 5.
You know, guys, I would call that methodical but explosive. You know, he waits for the opportunity and then boom, right to the rack.
And for Carmelo, boy, he really excels in international play, doesn't he? Always has.
Yeah, the three-point line is just a bit shorter, which kind of brings it right into his comfort zone. So he can play that zone buster role for Team USA. And tell you what, he can do so many other things, too, because of his size and quickness.
And you hear his coaches talk about his defense is better than they expected, too.
Ironic, isn't it?
Very. So timeout called here, the first for Los Angeles. We're about 3 minutes into this first quarter. And Fisher kicks to Gasol, and the shot is good.
They've done well at taking advantage of some late defensive rotations and getting the ball into the paint.
Yeah, they've been the aggressors, Clark, and getting the ball inside into that lane area has been huge for them.
Now here's Anthony. Takes the turnaround Jay. Again, the Nuggets score.
Well, he's off to a good start, and he's a guy who we know. I mean, if he gets going early, he can give you problems all day.
Kobe dishes to Fisher. Here's Gasol, and there's another one for the Lakers.
Gasol turning it on now.
Just under 3.5 minutes gone here in the first quarter. The drive by Smith, and the rejection by Radmanovic. They retain possession. Iverson gets the bucket.
I don't think you can say enough about the quarter he's having. Every one of his attempts has gone down.
Odom, the pass to Radmanovic. Bryant against Iverson. A fader. Good. And it's 6 points for Kobe Bryant.
You're going to be waiting a long time if you're waiting for him to miss that when he's that open.
Second chance shot. Rejected by Radmanovic. Throws it from deep. The shot is off. In a high-scoring first quarter. Both teams really filling it up. Nuggets lead by 1. We'll get things started in the second quarter when we return. Well, it's been a tight one so far as we get the second quarter going back here. And a closer look here at the scoring breakdown for the Nuggets.
And some great drives to the bucket for them to this point, guys.
You know, one other thing that's clear is how well they're burying their jump shots here in the early going. Guys, for Kobe Bryant last season, you talk about adversity. I mean, the coaching change, the team struggles, and finally, once they started to get back on track right at the end of the season, he tears his Achilles tendon. Tough break.
Allen Iverson out there with Smith. Then it's Anthony. Then there's Martin. And it's Camby in at the center position. That's the group for Denver getting going here in the second.
Beautiful feed off the bounce to his teammate there. Nicely done.
Here's Iverson. 11 points in the game. Camby, a screen on Fisher. Iverson kicks to Camby. Here's Smith. Solid play in the low block, and that one's good. Smith's got the lead up to 3 now for the Nuggets. And for Kobe Bryant, the completely torn Achilles tendon. You wonder if his big minutes contributed. Age 34, he's second in the league, for instance, in minutes played. He averaged almost 46 minutes a game in the 7 games leading up to the injury. And this is a guy that when he is on the floor, high torque at all times.
Well, there's no evidence that playing all those minutes led to the injury. We know that the Lakers were in a huge battle for a playoff spot, so it's easy to see why the coaching staff decided to ride him like that. But it does make you wonder, at his age, you know, was that just too much for him?
They could retake the lead after trailing for a while.
Well, nice work to hang around and just put themselves in this position.
He feeds it to Fisher. Clock at 6. And he banks in the layup.
You know, size-wise, this is not a great one-on-one matchup for him, but he got that shot to go.
But you wouldn't know about how he finished. That's a nice hoop there.
Now, here is Smith. And Kobe Bryant gets the whistle that time. That is his first foul of the game.
They tried to step in and cut him off, but just not quick enough.
And we have the benefit of replay, but I think they got that one right, which is the case most times, even though fans don't think so.
Timeout is called. First of the game for the Nuggets. All right, let's go over to the sideline with Doris Burke.
Thank you, Kevin. I was able to listen in on what Mike D'Antoni had to say to his team. He wants to see them being much more assertive on defense. Physically, he said we're getting manhandled, something he does not want them putting up with. Maybe making those early adjustments will give them time to judge their effectiveness by halftime. We'll soon find out, Kevin.
Thanks again, Doris. Anthony. So the whistle blows on the shot and 2 free throws for the contact right there.
You know, guys, Carmelo Anthony last year played pretty much full time at the power forward position, and the results were excellent. I mean, he's got the strength to play inside, and when you look at what he does offensively, it creates a lot of matchup advantages for him and his team.
That's good from Anthony. And when you look at Carmelo, do you think, Steve, maybe the success that LeBron had going inside and playing the forward had any influence on Melo playing inside?
I think there's no doubt, Kevin. The league has gone smaller in a lot of ways. A lot of former 3-men are now becoming 4s. The only way to do that, though, is if you have the strength to deal with bigger players, and Melo certainly has that strength.
Both free throws good from Anthony.
He's a dead eye at the line, fellas. Just call him automatic. He doesn't miss many of those.
Timeout called the Lakers.
Well, he wants to get everybody on the same wavelength, that's for sure. He may change up some things here as well.
Looks to me like he saw something that wasn't on the plan and picked now as the time to address it. I don't have a problem with that.
And here in the second, 2 minutes gone by. Fisher dishes to Odom. That's good.
And they're beginning to fall apart a little bit defensively, especially inside.
Well, that's 4 straight buckets now at the rim.
Smith kicks to Iverson. In low to Camby. And it's going to be a goaltending call here, so they'll count the bucket.
He almost got to that shot in time, but not quite. You can't touch the ball once it's on the way down.
The Lakers trail. And here in the second quarter of action with a hair under 2.5 minutes played so far. Gasol, no good.
I thought he rushed it a little bit, guys, because he had a clean look, just lost his focus. Well, a coaching carousel for the Lakers last season. They made it only 5 games before firing Mike Brown. Then they decided to go in a new direction. And, boy, they went through 3 different head coaches before all was said and done. They never really were able to gain that consistency they were looking for.
Count the bucket. And that's now 10 points for Kobe Bryant.
The lead changes hands once again. There has been no separation between these two teams tonight.
What an intriguing basketball game, that's for sure.
Now, here is Smith. Pass to Carmelo. It's good, the assist that time from Smith. 8 points for Carmelo Anthony. And back to the Lakers' struggles last season. What do you think, Clark, were the main problems that, held them back from being the kind of title contender that they thought they were, and a lot of people imagined they were?
Well, how much time do I have? 3 or 4 shot clocks worth? I mean, I think there were a number of issues, as you might expect. Injuries played a significant role, but I think there was discord over how they should play. Really no true identity. They were a big team trying to be small. A team without a number of shooters trying to spread the floor. An older team trying to go up tempo. Coaching change. And that transition.
Right, yes.
You had a lot of moving parts, and it made it very difficult for everybody, I think, and it showed in how the Lakers' season went.
That's a good assessment. Here's Smith after the made shot from Carmelo Anthony. Stupendous rush to the rim and a mighty slam on the end of it.
But through the teeth of some pretty soft D, I can't help but say that.
Well, let's see how that impacts things here, because those kinds of plays sometimes can be game changers on both sides.
Anthony against Odom. The pass to Gasol with 4 seconds on the clock, and he was fouled on the way up. 2 free throws now for him.
Well, you allow them to get right to the rim like that. That's your only option.
Yeah, I think you got to foul them, and free throws are better than a layup.
Lakers shooting their first free throws of the game. And that one misses. And he sinks the second. Just 4 seconds left to play here in the half. And the first half ends in a close one. The Nuggets on top. They're up by 2. And now let's catch up with Doris Burke, who's standing by on the sideline. Doris?
Carmelo, I know that Coach has stressed communication on the basketball court. How has that impacted tonight's performance?
It's working right now. We got to fine tune some things out there in the game, a couple minor mistakes, but we'll be all right. I feel good about tonight.
Thank you for the time, sir. Guys, back to you.
All right, Doris, thank you. And folks, make sure to stay tuned in for halftime, and we'll be back right after that.
And now, brought to you by Sprint.
Fridays are made for basketball, and now, from the 2K Sports Studios, we're happy to bring you the halftime show. A close game at Pepsi Center, the Nuggets battling against the Lakers. And give them credit defensively, they're boxing out, controlling their defensive backboards. Carmelo Anthony got off to a good start, and they've gotten a great boost from Allen Iverson as well.
The Sprint Halftime Report, presented by Sprint.
Welcome back to the Mile High City, measured from the steps of the Capitol building here in Denver, Colorado. What a game we're seeing from Allen Iverson.
He has that slasher mentality, guys, and we saw all the evidence of that in the first half as he continually got to the rim and scored.
Yeah, he had the jetpack on today, Steve, blowing by the defender no matter who they put on him.
Denver in the lead. Third quarter action getting rolling right now. Brought to you by Gatorade. All fueled up and ready to go. Here's who's on the floor. Taking a look at Los Angeles. Odom out there with Vladimir Radmanovic. Then it's Pau Gasol. Then there's Derek Fisher. And it's Kobe in at the shooting guard position. Now let's go to Doris Burke. Doris?
Well, gentlemen, the Lakers barely squeezed into the playoffs last season. Despite that, they had the largest luxury tax bill in the league, almost $30 million, more than double the next highest team in the Miami Heat. So, maybe one silver lining for them with Dwight Howard deciding to move to Houston? The team won't have to shoulder the even more punitive taxes that began this season. Kevin?
Good point, Doris. Thanks. Here's Anthony. A huge slam. The perfect end of the fast break.
Boy, I love active hands on the steal, active feet on the fast break.
And Clark power on the dunk.
And guys, this is just too close of a game to be giving the ball up like that and then failing to get back in transition.
And the Lakers have possession after the Nuggets pick up 2. Here's Gasol. No luck. And it's Denver the other way.
Well, I tell you what, he's going to put a lot of pressure on their perimeter shooters if he can't convert those chances. You know, last season, a lot of folks had the Lakers picked as the super team in the West, the team that would maybe challenge Miami and LeBron, but from the start, it just never was a cohesive group and really had one of the most disappointing seasons in the Lakers' history.
Here's Radmanovic. Lays it up and banks it in. Radmanovic has got his first bucket of the night. Third quarter of play with just over a minute and a half gone by. Denver calls timeout. Clark, as you said, the Lakers had a lot of lofty expectations put on them, but you never know what's going to happen when a team is put together. And Steve, they just couldn't reach that bar that was set so high for them.
You know, the expectations were so high, Kevin, but injury issues cost them all season long. Nash, Howard, Powell, and of course Kobe with the Achilles at the end of the year. And that unit only started 7 games all season together, so they never really were able to develop any chemistry.
Here's Martin after the made shot from Radmanovic. Martin kicks to Camby. Feeds it to Carmelo. Shot clock at 6. Smith outside. Here's Iverson. But they recover it. Great D on that shot, and it's off the mark. Doris Burke has some information for us. Doris?
Hi, guys. Over that break, I was able to catch the message Brian Shaw was giving to his team. Anthony was the focus of the discussion, and he wants their offense to run through him. Their offense will be more effective, Coach said, if they get him more involved. And knowing what he brings to the table, that usually holds true. Probably a good time to make some changes with a good chunk of the second half still to go, Kevin.
Thank you, Doris. First free throw is good.
Gasol doing all sorts of things. 10 points and 2 steals as well.
You just can't find fault with anything he's done here. The effort, the energy, his production, his defense, it's all there.
All hustle, non-stop effort from him all over that 94 by 50-foot box.
He's off on the second.
You know, even though he's getting up there in years, guys, Powell's effectiveness shouldn't really drop off much. He's a long, skilled player who doesn't play off the ground very much, and his versatility should help his longevity.
And that one's good, Anthony.
Offensively, he can be the engine that drives them at any given time.
And the Lakers call time here. Clark, you mentioned the versatility of Pau Gasol. Steve, it's really the defining quality of his game, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, the ability to do so many things offensively as a big guy just really completes a team. Now you can run any kind of offense you want. And Pau, as a passer, as a scorer, as a shooter, has been one of the best in the game for the last decade.
A touch over 2.5 minutes of basketball played here in the third quarter. Fisher, the pass to Kobe, and stolen by Iverson. Yes, and the foul. That's on Derek Fisher.
I don't know what's happening to their defense. They don't have any effort, any purpose.
And it's really costing them. I mean, the last 5 baskets at that end have been on very easy looks. Whenever you play Denver, you know it's going to be an up-and-down game. The Nuggets love to push the tempo and make the game a track meet. And a lot of times they were better at it than their opponents because they're an excellent fast-breaking team.
The Nuggets scored a ton of points last season, and among the several categories, Steve, that they led the way in was fast break points. You could see it with their bigs.
Well, I like the way they constructed their roster, Kevin, because everybody from the guards to the centers could all run and get out in the open floor. So it was like an avalanche when Denver would come at you, particularly on their home floor, with not just 3 guys running, but all 5.
The Nuggets leading by 4. There's 42 seconds left in the third quarter. Iverson dishes to Martin. The tray. Another miss by Iverson.
Boy, I'm shocked he didn't make that one. He usually knocks that one down with ease.
Iverson with the ball. It's going to be out of bounds. Los Angeles will retain possession.
15 seconds.
And here is Los Angeles now, trailing by 4. Here's Odom.
Now, the defense struggled in the first half, but you can see they've come out much more focused here in the second.
Obviously, they're evenly matched teams on the inside. The rebound numbers are very even.
Yeah, I've been impressed with just both teams' energy. Just really working hard on the board. Beautiful job angling his body, shielding the big man from the ball on his way to the basket.
That's really the only way to do it if you're going to take it down there amongst the tall trees.
Well, he wasn't fazed at all by the bigger man on him, and on the low block, I thought he might be.
You know, Steve, I thought maybe he'd prefer to bring him out to the perimeter, but whatever works, go to it.
And we've reached the end of the third. Nuggets lead by 4. And do not go away, as we'll be back in just a few moments with the start of our fourth quarter coming up next. The third quarter comes to a close. And, Steve, we've got a moment here to go to our State Farm assist of the game, coming on some very clever point guard play.
Well, he mans that position for a reason, Kevin, because he passes the ball so well, sets up his teammates beautifully, really gets this offense into a nice rhythm.
Delivering the pass important, but putting the pass in the right place for shooters, as you well know, huge.
Yep, no question.
So it's the Lakers now. 4-point game. Martin is out there with Camby. Then it's Iverson. Then it's Anthony. And it's Smith in at the 2-guard spot. That's the group in the game for the Nuggets. Knocked loose and stolen by Iverson. And it's Smith penetrating. And Anthony gets it to go on the assist by Smith. Smith's got his 4th assist in this one. All right, well, look at how the hustle game has been going for the Nuggets.
Their high-energy defensive effort has paid off for them, guys, with more than a few steals over the course of the ball game.
And another thing they're doing is really taking advantage of fast break opportunities, scoring some easy baskets.
Well, they were sleeping on defense. The defense really didn't do its job. I mean, a little slow to react to the ball getting into the paint. That's costly.
Well, and at this stage of such a tight game, I think this is when tired legs start to show. And the defense can become vulnerable in the low blocks.
You know, for a while during his career, Marcus Camby was a terrific two-way player. Fantastic at blocking shots and could stretch a team with his jump shot. But now he's pretty much a defensive specialist off the bench. Although that's a role that I think he can still play fairly well.
The first free throw is good. And Marcus Camby, a former Defensive Player of the Year, Steve, back in the 06-07 season.
He's in his 18th season in the league. Remarkable. College Player of the Year back at UMass. Great rebounder, shot blocker. Still making his contribution out there.
And both free throws good for Camby. 60 seconds off the clock here in the 4th. Outside Odom. Wants to get it to Kobe and does. Again, Los Angeles.
Well, you know, he has shot the ball well, but it has not been contagious. And his teammates, they haven't had the same groove, and that's why we're looking at this result so far.
Denver calls timeout.
Yeah, he definitely saw some things that were not working for them out there, and now he's going to make some adjustments.
I'm not sure what it was, but he clearly wanted something to change out there.
And I think Doris Burke has something for us right now. Doris?
Yes, Kevin. Brian Shaw had some words for his team in that last timeout. He was absolutely adamant, saying, don't let them off the hook. Let's keep our foot on the pedal and keep doing the things that have gotten us here this far. We're almost home.
Denver with the ball. They lead by 4. Iverson outside. Anthony on the wing. Fires the 3. Good. It's Iverson who picks up the assist. Iverson's got 3 assists tonight.
Well, I tell you what, when you get this kind of effort and efficiency from him, they're a really hard team to beat.
Timeout called the Lakers. After like what we're seeing from Carmelo Anthony.
He's really taking it to him inside. They got to find a way to slow him down.
Just about 1.5 minutes gone by here in the 4th. Kobe against Smith. Shot is good, and the Nugget lead is cut down now to just 5 on the bucket from Kobe.
Well, their plan of attack has been pretty clear to see. I mean, get the ball inside and just take it strong to the hoop. Be dominant in the lane.
Well, the defense has been very slow to adjust. I mean, that's 10 straight points now inside.
And now Doris Burke has an update from the sideline.
Hey, Kevin, I was able to hear the advice Mike D'Antoni gave to his team during that break. He got right to the game plan they needed to have against Anthony. With the damage he's been inflicting, Coach said that every man on the floor has got to be aware of where he is at all times, saying, quote, one-on-one defense is not going to get it done against him today. You've got to help each other out. Guys, we'll see how Coach's direction pays off as this one winds down. Kevin?
And thanks for that story, Doris.
Kobe having just a fantastic game. 18 points, and he's rejected a shot over the course of the game, too.
That seems like it could have been more because he's been in position to make plays defensively most of the game.
So the first one drops, and that trims the lead to 6. And Kobe drops them both.
Those free throws edge them a little closer. A couple of stops on defense, and they might not be down for long.
Iverson with the ball, now guarded by Fisher. The drive by Iverson. A strong finish under heavy pressure all over. Iverson's got the lead up to 7 now for the Nuggets. Los Angeles calls timeout. They trail by 7. 1:31 left in the game. .131 left here in the fourth quarter. Odom kicks to Bryant. Lakers working the ball around now. The kick out to Odom. And stolen by Iverson. Here's Anthony. With the fadeaway. Here's Camby. It's rebounded by Radmanovic.
I tell you, the defense was right there, just waiting, doing a nice job of anticipating that play.
Steve, every team needs tough interior defense to be successful.
Here's Gasol. Nails it. Oh, and that cuts the lead to just 5.
Unstoppable offense from both teams. I love the pace this game has been played at.
So does everybody else in the building. This has been a fun one.
Here's Smith. Rejected by Gasol. But they get it back. Here's Iverson. And they convert it last on attempt number 3. And the Nuggets lead by 7. Lakers have done a perfect 4 of 4 to start the final quarter. Can't ask for anything more than that. Odom, the pass to Gasol. Off the left rim and out.
The defense better not make a habit of giving him that shot. I mean, he doesn't miss many of them.
5 seconds separating the shot and game clocks. Iverson with the bucket.
And they're not finished yet. They're going to make sure about this win.
Yeah, that's how you close out a game, Steve.
And the Lakers call time here. They're behind by 9. 20 seconds left to play in the final quarter. Big group substitution here for the Lakers. Over 3.5 minutes through the final quarter now. Miller dishes to Iverson. So the Nuggets win it. It was a solid win, Clark.
Yeah, it was, and I think it came down to will more than skill. They went out and got this one.
And now let's catch up with Doris Burke, who's standing by on the sideline. Doris?
Thank you, Kevin. I'm here with J.R. Smith. This team really looked good tonight. What was the key out there?
I mean, our penetration was unbelievable tonight. Everybody was penetrating the ball. We weren't settling for jump shots and contested jumpers. And as long as we keep moving the ball, we'll be fine.
J.R., appreciate the time as always. Kevin?
All right, Doris, thank you. And for Clark Kellogg, Steve Kerr, and Doris Burke, this is Kevin Harlan thanking you for tuning in to the NBA on 2K Sports. Now, our Jordan player of the game, Allen Iverson.